You want to get better? You got a lot to learn.
Like what?
Like, you got to crank this thing up.
What's going on, nomads, party people, and strangers everywhere across the internet? Welcome to the Pyramid Inn, and also welcome to the 600th video that I've made on this channel.
All right, let's go. Let's go. Let me hear it.
You know, it is hard to believe that although this is my 600th video, it's not my 400th creation. It's more or less still a long web from creation number 392? Ah, well. So, from the title of the video, you're probably wondering, why are you talking about how you script write, V? You've only been making shows for about, according to your YouTube history, about 2 years now. Well, that is a bold-faced lie there, people. Because here's a known secret that a lot of people don't know. I've been a creator, not on YouTube. For YouTube, I've only been here almost 11 years, off and on. But in actuality, I've been a creator for stuff in the entertainment industry for 12 years. I've made plays, I've written mangas, I've written stories for people. I've almost had my own TV show on a network. I've made movie scripts. I've done it all. I've even ghost written for people that wanted to be rappers, because back in the day I used to... You guys don't want to know that part of my history. You're probably just bored already. So, let's still in fact just dive into what I mean by how I script write. Where it just kind of goes into three main processes. The studying process, the execution process, and the finesse. Let's go into first the studying process. Now, when it comes to any sort of show that I'm going to be writing, there is an extensive amount of research that I do at least 7 months to at least 2 years prior to at least making the show possible. It could be something on YouTube, it could be something on iTunes, it could be something on SoundCloud. No matter what it is, it always takes longer than most people expect. A lot of the shows that I write currently, they have at least several years of backstory that you guys don't even know about. Especially Let's Do Art, which came from, I'm also going to tell you guys this now as a known secret, came from a manga that I wrote when I was around 14 that had at least 17 different volumes, all within an intertwining story of multiple characters, and Vermillo being one of the lead characters in said manga. Little known fact there from stuff that you probably didn't know. So in order to then execute that into a new narrative, you do lots and lots of research. Sometimes you just dive into stuff that you never thought that you'd look into, like anime that you've never thought you'd like, cartoons that you never thought you'd like, movies and TV shows that you never thought that you would enjoy, all to just craft and execute an entire idea into your head to be like, we can make a story around this. And you just spend your entire time just going over all the notes, analyzing all the scenes, going over the character motivations, and making your own assumptions about how the narrative and plot are going to be going forth more and more into said story. All the while going into the execution process. Now, the execution process varies from writer to writer. For myself, the execution process begins with 5 to 27 rough drafts before I even type them up on the computer. All of which kind of come out as just one simple synopsis before going to the first dialogue of the character, just like, hi. Before the first hi, I end up making 27 different synopsis pages of different rough drafts just to be like, this hi would not mean anything. Why would the character say hi if the backstory and all of the subsequential stuff with the plot does not make any goddamn sense? It needs to be tempered more! Out of my way, hi! Then we just go over it more and more until finally after rough draft either number 6 or 28, depending on the story, it's finally like, okay, I can finally type the first word of dialogue. Hello. Because by that point, everything about the narrative is already established. From the first episode all the way to the final episode. The character interactions all the way down to who's going to be the enemy. Everything that's going to be settled for the background, before even the dialogue choices, for myself, is very important for the story. Then the dialogue can be shaped around how the narrative goes. In my mind. I'm only just specifying that because my mind is a lot different than other writers' mind. You can go to any other writer, they'll tell you different advice because this is a very broad subject on how to script write. Which then goes into the final process of tempering / finessing. Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but in certain episodes for Let's Do Art and for a future series you guys are going to be seeing not that long from now, I like to ad-lib certain lines that after I've written them, because my English is still not the most perfect thing in the world, like most people, I want to ad-lib to bring the characters to life and pretty much emphasize to the people that act on the show to ad-lib as much as possible if they feel like they can go the distance. The script writing itself does go into play, but if you feel like the character needs more oomph, it's fine to go to the writer and be like, can I ad-lib a little bit more to the dialogue that you gave me so that I can execute a much more broader process? And therefore, you end up with a more complete story because you're not only doing a merge of yourself and the writer, but you're doing a marriage between the character and the narrative, which is what all writers want, as well as directors, but we're not going into how I direct yet. In any case, though, that is just the main process about how I script write, as well as how I go into the whole script itself. But there's a whole big history behind how I do my whole script writing process that goes into various genres, how I do various episodes, and even how I do various different series that you guys probably haven't heard of, or that one TV show that almost got on the networks. In any case, though, that is just how I script write currently. If you guys want to hear a full-blown detailed story about how I do it in a much bigger production, I don't mind doing that for you guys in the upcoming weeks. We can discuss it at leisure and then we can see where it goes. But until then, though, thank you guys for sticking with me for 600 videos, and maybe I'll see you guys for another milestone moment. Who knows?
Oh, this you crazy mother.